Reddit. What is the most unintentionally profound thing you've heard? I'm not here to go into debt to impress a neighbor I don't like. Grandpa'd poor. When I was in Italy visiting my 88-year-old grandpa last month, he was showing me around his friend's old house. He picked some random rock up off the ground outside. A reasonably large-sized one with smooth edges and no cracks. He said to me in his sort of broken English, "Rock must roll many times to get that round." And then started laughing hysterically. Like he had been saving that joke for the last 40 years. I'm not even sure why I find it so profound. But I think about it a lot. My take. We perfect ourselves by living life. I see it as this. The way to get good at something is by repeatedly doing it even when you're bad at it. A jagged rock doesn't roll easily. But as it rolls it smooths itself out and rolls more easily. I am late to this one. But a few days ago there was a video of a kid in a wheelchair about to head down a really tall skateboard ramp. He stared down the ramp and said, "Well, the longer I'm up here, the longer I'm scared." Made me think about things I've been avoiding. Keep cool. Never freeze. Read that on a can of juice concentrate. Awesome name. Thanks. I got it off the hairdryer. This summer I got a job as a mover to make some extra cash before university. I'm often paired up with some pretty sketchy drivers who can say some weird stuff. One day I was working with a guy and he said something that really inspired me. He said, "Be the guy who gives a f-peep. There's already too many who don't." This simple sentence that he thought nothing of is now part of my own personal life motto, as weird as it sounds. In every interaction I always try to give a f-peep and my life has honestly improved. My father calls it raising your give a s-peep threshold. I call it professionalism. Was watching a soccer match when a younger player, can't remember who, was chasing after a ball that looked like it was going out of bounds. The commentator kind of chuckled and said, "Well, there's no such thing as a lost cause when you're 18. I was 17 at the time and it really spoke to me. Oh god, I'm 19, what have I done with my life? I'm out of time. 20 here. Already farting dust. A sign by a step in a Chinatown shop. Be carefully. From the man on the phone at the table next to me at Barnes & Noble. Most problems you can recover from. Like, if someone breaks into your house, it's not the end of the world. But the anxiety you can feel about the possibility of something like someone breaking into your house can ruin your life. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius, undefined. My friend joined a culinary school. In one of her books there is a section on knife safety. One of the rules started out, "A falling knife has no handle." Accept change. Microsoft Word. Remove all attachments. Microsoft Outlook, undefined. My 4-year-old said something out of the blue a couple weeks ago. "I don't think the earth was ready, Daddy." For what? For people. No idea where that came from. Was chillin' in a park with some friends. And some couple on the sidewalk in front of us get in a huge argument and are yelling at each other. At one point the girl goes, "You can't do nice things for me and then get pissed when I don't return the favor. I didn't ask you to do those things. You did them on your own. You shouldn't do nice things for people to get something back. Then it's not nice. It's blackmail. You should do nice things just to be nice." As soon as she said that, I realized I was guilty of doing just that. I've tried to not do that ever since. And it's a good thing to keep in mind when you think you are being nice. Are you really? Or are you just trying to manipulate people into being in your debt? As my mother likes to put it, a gift isn't a gift if there are strings attached. Then it just becomes a burden. I try to live by this every day. A small child once told me money is stupid. All you can do is spend it. Homer. $20? I wanted a peanut. Homer's brain. $20 can buy many peanuts. Homer. Explain how. Homer's brain. Money can be exchanged for goods and services. Homer. Woohoo. I feel okay about dying now. I've had a good life. I danced a lot. A dying patient of mine on the ambulance. Undefined. My goal in life is to one day be okay with dying. I ate a lot of mushrooms once and my evening was spent in the darkness coming to terms with the end. I realize that my past has brought me where I am. My decisions lead up to now. There is no future. And I can't be afraid or sad of missing what I don't have. Or can't be sure of. But I can at least be happy knowing that I made decisions and lived my life as well as I thought I could. Even my bad decisions were made by me. And it took the bad decision to recognize a better decision. I haven't eaten mushrooms since. Warning. Everything saved will be lost. Dash. We notification undefined. This is probably the most fitting one posted. Undefined. My niece could tell I was in a bad mood and asked why. I told her that a friend was being mean and she said, "Just talk to your friend and say stop being mean." I said it wasn't so easy to tell someone to change. She said, "You're right. It's easier to just walk away until they act better." She was right. At first I was thinking, was she right the first time or the second time? Then I realized, she was right both times. Mind blown. I work at a summer camp with kids age 4-5. New kid. Who are you? Me. My name. New kid. How do you know? Me. That kid destroyed your life. For our honeymoon, my wife and I went to Savannah, GA. We took a tour of a cemetery and there was an old tombstone for a woman and it said she'd done what she could. At the time we laughed about it and thought it was odd and shallow. Fast forward 11 years and 2 kids later and it has become our mantra to remind ourselves that we give our best in raising our kids and living our lives and that hopefully it all works out. I discovered the meaning of life on the back of a bottle of bleach. It said stand upright in a cool place. On Whataburger's cups. When I am empty. Please dispose of me properly. This is so sad. Imagine a person saying that. My friend said she felt bad when the woman at Chipotle came and took our stuff because she could have done it herself. The woman said there are so many things in the world to feel bad about. This is not one of them. One time, me and a couple buddies were getting high in a parking lot across from a Taco Bell. There was an older homeless black man sitting on a bench out in front of the Taco Bell talking to a tree. We started giggling and decided to go over and talk to him. We were just like, dude, why are you talking to a tree? Haha. The old man looked up and then dropped his head and in a soft voice said, "Man, everyone needs someone to talk to." Stopped us dead in our tracks and almost brought me to tears. You can't by chance, Jake on Monopoly. You think you've had the best but that's only because you haven't allowed yourself to have better. My brother to me after my boyfriend and I broke up. Edit grammar. I once ordered a hot dog in Chicago. And the man behind the counter asked me what I wanted on it. I said everything. In Chicago, everything on a hot dog has a fairly specific meaning. The man looked down at the hot dog. Then at me. Then back at the hot dog. Then back at me. Finally, after a moment, he looked me square in the eye and, in almost reverent tones, he quietly said, "Everything's not going to fit on a hot dog." Sounds like a dad joke. As in Monk goes to New York and gets a hot dog from a hot dog stand. "Make me one with everything," he says. After paying, he lifts an eyebrow at the hot dog man. "Where is my change?" he asks. "Change must come from within," says the hot dog man. When I was 13 or so, my class went on a field trip. My friend, a buff guy, well, buff for his age, volunteered to carry our cooler when we went for this walk through a nature reserve. For an hour or so, the whole class was running around and having a great time, but my friend was stuck lugging the cooler around. I asked him why he volunteered to carry that thing, since it meant he couldn't run around and have fun like everyone else. He glances around and points at our classmates. If I didn't do it, one of them would have too, and I know I am better suited to this than they are. Sometimes you gotta do things you don't wanna do, because you know if you don't do them, the people around you will be worse off. I speak you not. This kid was 12 or 13 at the time. I have lived my life since I was a child by this philosophy. Worst idea I ever had. Sometimes those who sacrifice themselves are hailed as martyrs. Sometimes they just end up dead.